Hello everyone, I'm Al Brown, Director of Environmental Research Initiatives for Arizona State University's Polytechnic Campus Environmental Technology Management Program. It's an area of ASU where we teach degrees in environmental management and emergency management. And with me is Mr. Richard Dockery, one of our graduate students.
Hi, Richard Dockery, recent graduate of the ETM program here at ASU.
We're both co-authors of the Energy Assurance Plan revision for the state of Arizona, along with a team of many stakeholders and researchers, including Dr. Martin Pasqualetti, Dr. George Karate, Dr. Keith Holbert, Dr. Danny Peterson. Dr. Danny Peterson is the principal investigator for the project, and also our colleagues at the Arizona Governor's Office of Energy Policy, especially Ms. Lisa Brugge and Jan C. Ms. Jan C. is the manager of the Energy Assurance Program for the Governor's Office of Energy Policy. And we also thank the many state agencies who have contributed, the utility companies who have contributed their expertise as stakeholders throughout the process. Okay, so the reason why energy assurance planning is so vitally important for the state of Arizona and really the entire United States is because of our increasing dependence on reliable energy supplies. And when we talk about energy supplies, it's electricity, transportation fuels, natural gas, propane, and other forms of power generation that are becoming more and more popular, such as renewable energy sources. It's also an increasingly technologically complex society that we're living in with social media, with our heavy dependence on the internet and instantaneous communications across the entire world now being possible. This also brings many new vulnerabilities, especially cybersecurity issues. We also have seen a history of large-scale, especially electricity outages, and to a smaller scale, some transportation fuel outages or shortages throughout our country. We just recently have experienced one of the worst disasters the country has ever seen, Hurricane Sandy, where over 8 million people were without power for up to 2 weeks after the actual storm came through in some areas. Not 8 million people after 2 weeks, but some people were still without power after 2 weeks. There was a huge blackout of electricity in the northeastern United States in 2003, which cost the country an estimated $4 to $10 billion in economic costs. In the desert Southwest, we had one just in September of 2011, which caused about 1.5 million people to be without electricity for up to 12 hours for that one. There was obviously a large economic cost to that as well. So as I mentioned, this is an orientation to the Energy Assurance Plan, and it is in cooperation with several agencies who are sponsoring the project, starting with the U.S. Department of Energy that has provided funding to the states to update their energy assurance plans, and it's led by the Governor's Office of Energy Policy. In addition to the complexities associated with the technological aspects of energy supply, we also are seeing several natural disasters that are becoming more and more frequent that can affect it. And possibly some of this is due to climate change. We've seen the worst drought in the country's history since the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl days, just this past summer, where over 50% of the counties of the United States were declared extreme agricultural drought emergency areas. We have seen heat waves that have been responsible for claiming dozens of lives, including one back in 2005 in the Chicago area. The world has also experienced heat waves with up to thousands of deaths per example. Europe had one a few years ago where more than 1,000 people passed away because of excess heat exposure. Flooding, we're seeing many examples of that over and over again. As I mentioned, the recent Hurricane Sandy, Hurricane Katrina, the Midwestern United States flooded badly in the spring of 2011. We also have seen the worst tornado outbreaks in the country's history in recent times with the Joplin, Missouri, and Tuscaloosa, Alabama tragedies. Hurricanes, already mentioned, wildfires out here in the desert Southwest, and really much of the United States has experienced an increase in wildfires. We think that that could possibly also be attributed to climate change to a degree because of less snowpack, less rainfall, less precipitation, and soil moisture, and also hotter temperatures causing the fires to be more disastrous than ever in the past. And we also do experience winter storms that can knock out power from ice fall, tree fall, and just freezing the utility lines to the point where breakages occur. Okay, the next thing you're going to see is a brief video provided to us by the National Association of State Energy Officials. We will refer to them as NASEO or NASEO throughout this presentation. They are very much behind this effort nationwide. They're also under contract with the Department of Energy, and it will give you a quick video glimpse of why energy assurance is so important. So let's roll the video now.